Kind of like Katie said, this is last time we're all together as Predators. Coach Chris has talked about before that, you know, you guys are all such good friends. It's not like it's the end of the world and we're never going to see each other again. But this truly is our last time together as Predators. So just want to tell you guys that I'm very proud of you. It's been a great run over the years. You guys have really developed into great players, and just really enjoyed working with you. Some of the parents have been to my office, but I don't think anybody except for Jake, as far as players, have ever been to my office. My office is pretty typical. It's got chairs and coffee tables, and I've got a secretary that's usually pretty friendly and jolly, unless I overcoach her on something, then she gets kind of grumpy. You guys have probably never felt overcoached before. But anyway, it's got pictures on the walls and investment stuff laying around that I try to get people to buy investments in. And you go into my office where I do my business, and there's a big conference table, my computer, and whiteboards, and on all that stuff. But on the wall that you walk into, that's my Predators wall. Gosh dang it.
He was trying. I was waiting for the waterworks.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So on that wall, that's where I've got all of our World Series pictures, and a lot of different team pictures and pictures that Brad and a lot of other parents have taken over the years, and some medals and plaques that I was able to steal from tournaments we won when they had extras. Yeah, I forgot to say, but above my desk, I've got awards that I won since I've been at Edward Jones. But my clients never ask me about my awards. They see that wall and they want to know about you guys.
You guys go give him a hug. Come on. They're all laughing at you.
I know.
Just picture Kyle Perry, right?
I got it.
He always makes a big smile on your face.
I get up and dance.
Come on, Kyle.
Cole, where's your
But I gotta keep this short. I'll be crying all night. But anyway, that's just when they ask about you guys, I'm just so proud when I get to talk about you guys as my players. So just thank you. Thank you.
You know that I'm not the best talker when it comes to talking in front of people.
He steals a lot of the things I tell him.
I do. I'll steal stuff from Matt. I'll steal stuff from Mick. Put it in my own words. But you guys are, I mean, you're like family. Everybody here, you've been by us through thick and thin. You guys fought hard for you. And this is just the beginning. It's not over. This family goes a long ways. You got a whole life to live together. Be friends. You guys are going to be together for a long time. It's awesome to have this type of unity. A whole team that just clicked. It was awesome. I can't wait to see you guys play in the future. Grow as men. I'm proud of every one of you guys. You guys have fought, battled, and then developed friendships. And you all do great in school. You're all good kids. I don't think any of you have been arrested yet. But there's a lot of kids out there on a lot of teams, a lot of 14-year-old teams that get in a lot of trouble. I tell everybody, we have the best team on the field and off the field. You guys are awesome, and everybody should look up to you guys. you represent, you do it, man. I got it's on you guys.
Did you run out of time on the teleprompter? They started.
No.
Yeah,
They started the music. Like, all right, dude.
I couldn't be more proud of you guys. And thank you. That's all I got. I mean, all right, go ahead.
You
All right.
guys all know how I feel about it.
Come on, Meg.
So in a minute we'll go over some of the team stats and some of the individual stats and that type of thing. See if I can get through this one too, but I wanted to thank all you parents, Chris and Mick. You know, it's been great. Parents, thanks again for supporting us. There's no way we could have kept this team together if it wasn't for the parents. Okay. We see players show up on a different team every year. We call them team jumpers, and a lot of that's because of the parents. You know, hey, we're going to go here. Or, hey, they talked to us. They really want our kid. We're going to go here. Or we didn't like what was happening, so we're going to go here. So, parents, thanks for sticking together and keeping our core kids together. We didn't have to fill up with new players very often. Okay? So that was awesome.
A side note, thank you for the ones that just came on for this season.
Absolutely.
Awesome. All right. Upgrades. All right.
Chris and Nick, thanks for letting me coach with you guys. Chris will never say it, but you know, he's probably got, I don't know if there's a coach that started coaching when he did to this point that has a better record than him, both in wins and championship games. So a lot of credit goes to Chris. He really put this thing together and kept it together as well. You know, Chris fought for you guys a lot. You know, whether it was arguing calls with umpires or arguing rules. If you ever want to know a rule, just ask Chris. He'll tell you right down to the letter. It's paragraph 5, section A, sentence number 2. But that worked to our advantage because we knew the rules. We did things other teams didn't do, and when they broke the rules, we caught them. So Chris was always fighting for you guys. Sometimes it was different kind of fights, like pulling plugs out of the ground and throwing it onto the next field, or being escorted from a fall ball game
We're throwing another team's bags out of the dugout, saying, "Don't think so."
But everything he did was for you guys, you know, to give you guys the advantage and to fight for you guys if things weren't going right. Mick, I know he truly loves everybody on this team. Was always motivating you guys.
Not a coach.
Yeah, never a coach. This is always my last year. Not gonna do it again.
I'll help out.
I'm just gonna help out.
I'm a fill-in. That's why I can't talk.
Whatever.
They don't let me talk. They don't pay me to talk. They pay me to coach.
But every year he was back. He kept the boys focused on not just winning the games, but get that intensity to bury teams. You know, don't give them any hope. That was Mick's always saying, don't give them any hope. Or if we did give them hope, Mick was the first one there to say, hey, you're giving them hope. Don't do that. Mick went as far as even when he couldn't be there before one state game, voice recording. I don't know if you boys remember that, but some of you parents probably didn't even hear about it. But I think it was Aurora.
It was one of them. I couldn't be there.
Or Mick couldn't be there, so he sent Chris this voice recording for our pregame.
That's funny.
So that's pretty special, though. So, but guys, thanks. Okay, enough about that. I can get through the rest of it because I got the rest of it written down. So 2014 was an awesome season, boys. Number 1 in state, number 8th in the nation.
11.
No, we were at 8 before it ended, weren't we? Okay, we were at 8. We were at 8 at the peak of it. I didn't. Was 11 was final? 11 was the final. Either way, that was probably, you know, finishing or getting into that top 10 in the nation is pretty awesome. So I don't know if you guys really understand what you did, but there were 631 14-year-old major teams. So to finish that high was awesome.
That's awesome.
Awesome job.
Good job, Blake.
So 58, 16, and 2 was where we finished. We had 10 winning streaks. So a winning streak is winning 3 games or more in a row. So we had 4 3-game winning streaks, a 4-game winning streak, a 5-game winning streak, 2 7-game winning streaks, an 8, and then our longest winning streak of the year was 13. That's pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
We only lost 1 game in June. The whole month of June we lost 1 game against the stupid Royals, but 1 game. So that's pretty awesome. Our longest losing streak was 3 games, and we only did that once all year. That's awesome. That only have 1 losing streak in a season, it's phenomenal. So you guys put some wins together and prevented more than 2 losses many times. That's how you win 58 games. Okay, great job. Team stats, batting average as a team, we batted .350. Our opponents only batted .216.
Wow.
So you pitchers held the other team to a batting average of .216. That's phenomenal. We scored 547 runs and only allowed 238.
Wow.
Nice. Solid.
As a team, we struck out, our batters, we struck out 273 times, which sounds like a lot, but our pitchers struck out 418 batters.
Wow.
So those are huge differentials. So when you can put up those types of differentials when you're playing your opponents, we're going to win. We won a lot of ball games because of that. My favorite stat that I kind of had to dig for was out of our 419 runs, we had 188 2-out RBIs.
Wow.
So 188 RBIs with 2 outs. If you add errors, wild pitches, and passed balls, we scored more than 50% of our runs with 2 outs on us. That's huge. Okay, that just shows great character. Okay, nobody wanted to make the last out. Nobody wanted to leave their buddy out there on base. If an inning started out slow, you guys found a way to get it done with 2 outs. So I don't know. I've never seen a team do that before, and I've been on a lot of teams. So, you know, just the fact that you guys never gave up on an inning, win every inning, that was our motto, and you guys did it a lot. So great job. All right. So when I call your name, just come up here and stand and wait for the rest of your teammates to get up here. Blake Sinnott.
Yeah.
Blake tied for the team lead with 22 stolen bases. Second with 4 home runs. Before you say anything, I counted home runs as balls over the fence where you made it all the way around the bases without the defense making errors. There were several times this year where Blake made it all the way around the bases. One, he's fast, and if they made any mistake at all, I counted it as an error, but a lot of times he scored. So he had 4 true home runs this year. He was second in triples with 6. So Blake had a great year, both batting and defensively. But probably one of the best improvements he had was just as a person. Hayden.
Yeah.
So Caden tied with 76 games played, so that was every game of the year. Kind of a weird stat for Caden because probably in his whole life he's only missed maybe 2 games in a practice. So, you know, he just never misses anything. Besides that, Caden puts in.
You're gonna make me cry. Stop.
Paco,
Yeah.
it up, Paco.
So Caden probably puts in more work than anybody else.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. I'm kidding. You know, he spends a lot of time outside our team practices working on his game. So I'm fine till I talk to them. Yeah. All right. So anyway, Caden, great job. Keep that commitment up. He had 22 plate appearances, and out of those 22 plate appearances, or 222 plate appearances. You walked the front. But out of the 222 plate appearances, he had 145 quality at bats. So quality at bat is you work the walk, got to hit the ball hard somewhere, even if you got out, got to run home. I don't think sacrifices are in there, but anyway, to have 145 quality at bats out of a 222, that's pretty amazing. Started off the year somewhat slow as far as the average goes and numbers like that, but the quality at bats were reflected in what he was doing. Hit the ball hard a lot, just couldn't get singles. So and then he came back and had one of the best second halves of the year that I've witnessed. So, and he capped it off with a home run.
Nice job, Caden.
Home run.
Nice job.
He was led the team in whip. Whip is walks, hits per innings pitch. So, and that was at 1.2. So what that means is he only gave up a hit or a walk one time an inning. Okay, so he kept a lot of base runners off base. He also led the pitchers with 26 walks as a low number. He walked the least amount of batters, and that was in 73.2 innings. Caden, Jake, Tyler also have the honor of being coaches' kids, which is really not an honor, because if they screw up once, they get to hear it from all three of us. So while Caden's up here, Jake, Tyler, you know, thanks for putting up with us, and hope we didn't damage you guys too bad. Because one would walk by, he'd get it from Chris at third, get it from me sitting on my bucket, the dugout, and then Mick would chime in after he got back from first. So when they screwed up, they heard it 3 times. Okay. So great job, Caden.
Good job, Caden.
Cole, never a doubt Wilson. So Cole led the team with 35 walks, okay, which by far probably made him, and I wouldn't want anybody else there, but probably made Cole the best 12th hole and 11th hole hitter in the state. Not only did he draw a lot of walks, he also tied for the lead with 9 sacrifice bunts. And then he was number 1 in the team he was 8 for 8 with stolen bases.
Nice job.
But what he did in the 12th hole is truly an important thing. Going back to those two out rallies we had this year, if you don't have a good bottom of your lineup, you can't roll over to the top of the lineup to keep those rallies going. So Cole did a great job of flipping the lineup over and was very productive doing it. The batting average didn't show anything, but it didn't show the whole picture. He was finding ways on base and finding ways to get things done. So I wouldn't want anybody else as my 12th hole. Good job.
Good job, Cole.
Corey Dubas.
Corey, ready, please.
If there was a stat, I'll just chime in. If there was a stat that we could keep with how many times I seen an elbow come out, Cole probably would have had at least 1,000. Not Cole.
All
Did you
right.
even hear me?
All right. So
That's
Doobie.
all I seen. first base.
Doobie showed a lot of patience this year, so his stat was pitches seen per plate appearance. He led the team with 3.8 pitches per plate appearance of pitches seen. Why that's important is us coaches all year long, we're hammering the boys. See some pitches, wait for your pitch, don't go up there hacking at the first pitch. And so Corey did an awesome job of waiting for his pitch, listening to us coaches, and taking some pitches. We wanted to wear the other team's pitchers down. We wanted to see some pitches. He also tied for second with 22 at-bats with 3 pitches after he had 2 strikes on him. So again, he wasn't an easy out, wore pitchers out, fouling balls off, drawing walks. Did a great job with that. He did lead the team with 5 sacrifice flies, and Doobie also capped off his season with a monster home run.
Nice. Nice job.
He also, about Corey too, he also came to this team new this year, and he didn't really have a spot. And so Corey showed also a lot of patience with us coaches, and he was always a good teammate because he didn't get in to play a lot. But when he did get his chance, he did an outstanding job. Jaden, J. Frederick. Jaden Jolene led the team in throwing balls at my little Jaden, J. Frederick, #1 in team ERA. So ERA of 1.56, and that was in 76 innings pitched. So what ERA is how many runs you give up in a 9 innings. So if we're playing 9-inning games, how that averages out is Jaden would only gave up 1.5 runs for every 9 innings that he pitched.
Nice.
We didn't worry about his coaches if he gave up a hit or walked a guy, because we're pretty sure he would pick him off first. So that's where "it's a balk" came from.
It's a
Every
box.
time he was pitching, it was nonstop. That's a balk. That's a balk. But he led the team in pickoffs with 7, and then he finished second in the strikeout race with striking out 75 batters.
Nice. Nice job, David.
Chris, Mick, and I knew that going in as majors, to compete at the major level, you have to have 5, 6, 7 great pitchers, and the addition of J. Fred helped us reach that goal and helped us be successful. So thank you, Jaden. Jake. All right. Jake tied Blake with 22 stolen bases. Go figure, Jake can run a little bit. He also showed great patience at the plate. He led the team with 38 at-bats with seeing 6 or more pitches. So again, wearing out the pitchers, being patient, waiting for your pitch. In 72.2 innings pitched, he was one of our most efficient pitchers. He averaged 14.1 pitches per inning,
Wow.
which led the team, and he averaged 3.2 pitches per batter.
Wow.
So not a lot of strikeouts with Jake, but also not a lot of walks, and got a lot of ground balls, fly balls, so a lot of quick innings. He was solid at first in the outfield with 275 chances. So anytime there's a ball thrown to you or hit to you, and he had 232 putouts, and that's, playing first base, you get a lot of putouts. As a dad, couldn't be more proud. Here comes the waterworks.
Oh, Matt.
I can't even look at it.
Don't look.
But it's been great. Been great being a dad and a coach. Look forward to being now a dad and a fan. So
Spectator.
thanks, Vic. J-Rod, Jared Jolene. Jared led the team with 5 home runs. Iowa, beware when Jared comes to your state. When he was not hitting dingers, he was getting hit by the ball. He led the team with getting hit 10 times. He's also tied in the team with only making 4 errors this year on playing defense. For Jared, that's huge accomplishment. Okay, way to play good defense and way to get the job done out there. So Jared, home run champion, give it up. Kyle Agent Perry. He also tied Blake and Jake with 22 stolen bases. He finished number 1 on the team with 421 batting average with runners in scoring position. So again, that's if we ever had base runners on second and third, and Kyle came up, there's a good chance he was getting them home. So great job, Kyle. He also tied Cole with 9 sacrifice bunts, and he also tied Jared, only making 4 errors all season.
Wow.
He had some. It turned out he had more chances than Jared, so he did wind up finishing in the team defense with a 980 average. So 1,000's the best you can get. 980 as far as fielding percentage goes. Amazingly enough, he didn't tally any pitching records, but he was also a huge reason for our success, pitching at the major level. He also had one of the best pitching performances that I've seen against his former team, the Piranhas. 5 inning complete game, gave up no runs, 1 hit, and struck out 11. So that was pretty awesome. And just the game itself was great, but the emotion that Kyle had was even better. So great job, great season.
Good job, Kyle. Mitchell.
So the rest of these cards are Mitchell. No. but Mitchell did lead the team in 16 different categories.
Holy cow.
He was number 1 with 76 hits. Of those 76 hits, 38 of those were extra base hits, which is pretty amazing in itself. 27 doubles, 8 triples. Did you hit a dinger? You hit a dinger, didn't you?
Oh, a couple.
Dinger. 65 RBIs and 59 runs scored. Those all led the team. He was also number 1 in batting average at 409, and he had an on-base percentage of 528.
Amazing.
Mitchell also only struck out 6 times all year.
Wow.
So that's pretty amazing. But the thing that's most amazing to me about that stat is he didn't strike out for the first 26 games.
Wow.
He did not strike out. Joe was there. I turned around, I'm like, that's his first strikeout, and I looked and we're 25 or 26 games in. So yeah, it's your fault he struck out at all. So a funny story about Mitch, I think is either after a practice or maybe it was during the tryouts. We were all sitting around and Chris was asking everybody, what do you want to play in high school? What position? What's your favorite position? And of course, Mitchell